Hello guys, thanks for joining me. Today I thought I'd show you a new addition to my collection, and it's a reproduction German hand grenade. It's the so-called Stielhandgranate 24, which came out in the Reichswehr period in 1924 as a improvement to the First World War grenades that the Germans were using. And I've always wanted to have an example in my collection for display. I couldn't afford a deactivated grenade. They're going in the low hundreds these days. I've seen one advertised recently for £400. And you get a lot of these reproduction grenades. Some of them are quite cheap and nasty looking. I know that Denix make these grenades as reproductions. I'm not exactly sure the maker of this one here. It's a second-hand one I bought just recently, and it's actually made out of wood. It's 100% wood, except for the 4 screws on the top. Unlike a real grenade, it doesn't disassemble. You can't take the top off. You can't remove the bottom cap. But it's an authentic size. It's a 1-to-1 scale, so it's a life-size grenade, reproduction grenade. It doesn't obviously weigh as much as a real grenade does. A real grenade would have weighed about just under 600 grams. I haven't actually weighed this one here. It seems to be made out of pine wood. But as you can see, it looks the part. It looks quite nice actually. There's a Waffenamt mark on the top of the can. Still has a price on the bottom. Originally went for €19, so I guess this particular item came from the continent originally, maybe France or Spain or somewhere like that. On the top, just as the real grenades, it says "Vor Gebrauch Sprengkapsel einsetzen," which basically translates as "before use, ensure detonator has been inserted." So it'll look quite nice with my mannequin on display. This one was quite cheap here. I got this one here for just under £10, and it does really look the part. I don't do a lot of reproductions, but sometimes with items being the prices that they are, it's sometimes better to get a reproduction than not have a particular item. So this particular grenade was introduced back in 1924, which is the reason it's called the Model 1924 grenade. As I say, it's an improvement of the World War I grenades. The cap is slightly smaller. There's slightly less explosive on the top, and the handle is slightly enlarged from the World War I versions. This one's quite nice. It actually has a date on the stem, just as the original grenades would have done. My Diak is dated 1939, which is quite a nice feature there. And it is in my book, instruction book for soldiers. I've got the Winter 1939-40 edition here, and I've got the edition A, which is for riflemen. These were made in various editions, depending whether you were a horse rider, artillery, or whatever you were. As I say, my edition is A for Schützen, or rifleman. And it tells you a little bit about the real grenade. The real grenade had old-fashioned TNT as the explosive in the head, and has the fuse in the handle. Basically, it's a friction fuse. It's a burning fuse, so the real grenade would have had a cord in the handle. The cord was attached to a little bead, and you pull that and it set off the burning fuse. The burning fuse basically ignited a small, what they call a delayed powder pellet, and that burned for, as it says there, 4.5 seconds. After 4.5 seconds, that would have ignited the actual detonator, which is inside, and that detonated the TNT and blew it up. And as it says there, the grenade was intended to be thrown 25 to 30 meters. the Splitterwirkung, which is the effectiveness of the shrapnel, up to about 15 meters. It also created a blast wave through compressed air on exploding, and it did a concussive wave up to 5 meters. And lastly, it was also designed for psychological impact through the actual explosion, through the bang of the explosives going off. So anyhow, that's enough yapping. That's my 100% wood reproduction Stielhandgranate. So anyhow, as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.